Hi, this is Billy Tarasio and Joanne Burton from Modern Law Practice, and today we are live on scene, which is kind of fun. It's a little different for
On
our blog.
scene.
Yeah, yeah. Usually you have me in my office
And we're reporting
reporting. What are we reporting on today?
the practice of law and family law practitioners.
Yep, today
Coming from you, Action 12 Modern Law Practice in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Yeah, we're in St. Paul, Minnesota at the Family Law Institute, CLE. There's like 700 family law attorneys here, which is a lot of lawyers, and the programming has been really good. We're also spending a lot of time talking about our new dashboard that we're super excited about. Oops, there you go. It's a little difficult to see, but it's cool
Our
because
cameraman went to lunch.
failed.
So we're on our own.
We've got our Game of Thrones themed intake dashboard that's really fun. And we've just been talking to people about how it is that they're collecting their data and getting their data out. And we're finding that that is probably the number one universal, most difficult thing for law firms to handle and figure out is what data do I look at and how do I get it out and how do I get it in front of my face regularly in a helpful and useful manner.
It's true. The other thing we're hearing, which is not unusual, is related to that is that the people that are responsible for doing things like intake, gathering this data, are also trying to do like 8 different jobs at once, serving clients, managing cases, as well as doing intake, doing consultations, and trying to track it, but not knowing where to track it. So it's really too many people they have too many roles, which is a constant thing we're hearing too.
So we're not just here exhibiting. We
are though exhibiting.
We are exhibiting, but we're actually speaking on various topics. One of the things that I'm talking about is intake and conversion, and was working on the PowerPoint. And I want to share some of the rules for consultations because they're pretty cool. And let me see if I can actually know. So I wanted to share with you one of the things that I'm going over with people during the consultation, the intake workshop, that wasn't always obvious to me, but I think will be really helpful. And that's 15 rules for when you are doing consultations. And you're probably not doing all of these, but hopefully you can see my screen now. Not all of these were obvious to me, and I would like to know, I would just be interested to know how many of these are you doing and how many of them are a surprise to you, just because it'd be fun. Number 1, always be seated when negotiating and closing. When you stand up, it's as if you're done, and you're not done. So sit down until the deal is closed. Number 2, always present your proposal in writing. Things are not real until people can see it. It's great to hear it. It's great to explain it. It's different to say, here it is. Here's the deal in writing. Here's what we're going to do for you. And that's one of the reasons that we have handouts that we use and that we give to our modern law practice clients to use when they're doing consultations. Number 3, always clearly communicate your proposal. So walk through it step by step. Always make eye contact. Always have a pen available for signing.
What if everything's electronic?
Then I guess
in case you have to stab somebody in the neck if it gets violent.
Oh, okay. Always the jokester. So if you are signing electronically with your finger, then always have an iPad available. Always have a finger available. Give them your finger. I mean,
you gotta stab them with your finger
yes.
If it gets violent.
Number 6, always ask one more time. Don't be satisfied with no. Make sure that you've given this your full and best effort. Number 7, have many different closing strategies practiced, honed, and available. Sometimes these things can feel awkward. So you're going to want
to try one on me.
Okay, sure. Yes. You ready to move forward?
I don't know. I feel like I need to, a friend of mine is going to help me out on this. I feel like I should talk to them first.
Absolutely. A lot of people have friends helping them out with this. Who's your friend?
John.
Okay. So, and does he know that you're here today now?
He does.
Should we give him a call?
Isn't that weird?
Nope.
Why?
It's just not. I mean,
okay.
if John is your support.
You're going to talk to John? You're going to help John to understand what's going on?
I don't mind doing that at all.
Okay. Let's call John.
We do. We end up calling third parties.
That's a great strategy.
We call people's moms. We call people's husbands. It almost always works because if they're like if they're needing another person to make the decision and you need the decision maker in the room, then get the decision maker on the phone. Okay, so number 8, stay with your potential client and eliminate time that you leave them alone. Okay, there's a lot of reasons that we might have to get up and walk out. Like, let's say to get a fee agreement that we printed,
Or a pen.
or a pen. Think about putting a printer in the office so that you don't have to. Make sure that you have everything that you need so that you don't have to leave that person alone. Number 9, treat every potential client as a buyer. Don't assume because of the way this person looks or because of their story that they may not be interested in hiring you. You never, ever know. And we all have situations where people hired us that we never expected to because they were funded by a third party, or they had more money than you thought they did, or they really wanted your services. So don't make the decision for them. Treat them like the buyer. Number 10, maintain positivity and optimism under all circumstances. This is hard for lawyers. Lawyers tend to just be very risk adverse and honestly kind of downers. And your clients need you to give them optimism and hope. They're paying for it. They're paying a lot of money and you have a lot of tools. So be confident in your skills. Maintain that positivity and optimism. Smile, no matter the response, no matter the outcome, no matter the objection, no matter what they say, smile. And acknowledge every single offer they make to you. So for instance, let's say they say something like, $5,000 for a retainer, that is a lot. I was really hoping that I could make a payment of $500 a month. Instead of glossing over that, acknowledge that they've made an offer. So say something like, is $500 a month payment plan is what you're looking for. Acknowledge that you've heard them and then state something to the effect of, is that within your budget? Or get more information. Have you set aside $500 a month? Have you saved up anything in advance? Like, ask questions, meet them where they're at, and definitely don't roll your eyes and say, nah, that's not how we do it.
Right. See number 11.
C number 11, smile, no matter the response, the outcome, and acknowledge every offer. It doesn't mean that you have to go with their offer. It does mean that you need to be respectful enough for the fact that they brought you an offer. Number 13, always agree. Disagreement takes 2 sides. I love this one. This is a serious challenge. So say something absurd.
I don't say anything absurd ever.
You're right. Disagreement requires 2 sides. So I say,
that was absurd.
But did you hear me just say yes?
Right.
Like, I just went with it. Like, I'm programmed here. So you're always agreeing. So somebody says something like, I would like my ex-husband to never see my children again because he cheated on me. That's absurd, really. I mean, you can't really agree with that, but you have to. You have to agree with that. What I mean by agree is, again, this is like acknowledging. This is, yeah, I can understand how you feel that way. Yeah, it's perfectly reasonable that you feel that way. Yes, a lot of people in your situation feel that way. Here's what we can do. And then you let them know what the law is. Number 14, always look for a solution. This goes along with optimism. It's just required. It will make you a better lawyer. Please invest in optimism. And number 15, care so much you refuse not to close. Be invested in your clients. Be invested in their story. Be a friend that cares enough to get them to the next place. Those are 15 rules. I think if you do them, you will be shocked at what happens to your consultation and conversion rate.
So you said some of them were kind of interesting and things you hadn't thought about before. Which were the ones that jumped out? Besides the always have a pen one, which is obvious that would surprise you.
Never leave people alone. We routinely left people alone. Sometimes to bring in, like, if I knew I was transitioning them to another attorney, I'd bring in the attorney that I was transitioning them to. I also always agree. I just never thought about that, and it's brilliant, and I love it. Always ask one more time. That's a sales strategy, and I've never been taught sales. So until I started studying this and working on it and practicing, I wasn't comfortable asking one more time. But guess what? People don't mind. They're there because they want your help, and they want you to care enough to help them.
And the sales part of it, I know this has been a pretty common topic in our world recently about lawyers, like, recognizing the fact you have to act like a salesperson. I've just had a conversation probably in the past 2 weeks with a firm where, we were really diving into that sales topic of, like, the asking again or the follow-ups. If somebody doesn't hire you right away, like, well, no, they said no, so we just have to let them go. Like, no, you can follow up. That's okay. That's a normal. We all know this works in every other industry because you get 5,000 emails from people that are, pretending to be customized for you. We're not saying, cookie cutter everything.
Don't
but
spam them.
Don't spam people, but you can follow up and you can be persistent with it. And so that always ask one more time has a lot of value that at your core, from a lawyer perspective, you don't think of yourself as a salesperson. And that's hard for me to get their head around, for sure.
And it may be easier to think about care so much you refuse not to close. Invest in these clients, and they will be happy to pay you to invest in them. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll talk to you soon.